Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you who are new to my channel, or maybe you guys have forgotten, we are now in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Very heavy rain today with strong wind gusts of over 25 miles an hour. I don't know if you could see over there behind me, heavy rain has been coming down since last night and expected to continue for the next few days. I am not sure how much outdoor gardening I will be able to do here, but we will see. I always have hope and faith here, but we are in the month of April, and what do they say? April brings showers, May brings flowers. How have you guys been? I hope all of you are well, and I hope that all of you are finally getting your hands nice and dirty gardening. So what are we going to talk about today? I know that now it is time to start our peppers, spicy peppers, hot peppers, sweet peppers, indoors in our seed starting trays. For those of you who are in warmer gardening zones, maybe you have already started them. Maybe you already even transplanted them into your home gardens. Why don't you leave your comments below and let me know. Have you started growing and transplanting your peppers this year so far? I have started my peppers in my seed starting trays already, but I wanted to talk to you about the 4 P's today when it comes to growing peppers. What 4 steps, 4 P's you want to do if you want to ensure a great large pepper harvest every single time. So today we're going to talk about 4 tips for a huge pepper harvest. If you guys enjoy watching this video, if you think that this video was useful, helpful, and there was at least one tip that I gave you today that you think you will be using going forward, click thumbs up below. Show me that support, guys. Leave your comments below. Tell me, have you started growing your peppers from seed yet? And if you haven't yet done so, don't be shy, guys. Today is the day. Subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Love seeing how many more of you guys are viewing my videos every single day. How many more of you viewers, my loyal subscribers, are leaving comments. So happy to see that. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click the subscribe button. Yes, it's that simple. Now let's talk about those 4 tips for a huge pepper harvest. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Why am I saying that, guys? We're going to talk about 4 P's. All 4 tips start with the letter P. With these 4 steps, you're guaranteed to get a huge pepper harvest every single growing season. So there are definitely more things to do when it comes to peppers, other than just plopping them into the ground or in your seed starting trays and watching them grow. There's so much more to do when it comes to growing peppers if you want to ensure a huge harvest. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have grown peppers or currently grown peppers and have tips to share with me that have helped you get an abundant crop of peppers. I would love to see those comments, guys. Share some useful tips with me as well. So what are those 4 P's that I was talking about? They are planting, placement, pruning, and pinching. Let's dive right in and start with placements. Peppers like to be planted in an area with at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day, with preferably partial shade to shade in the afternoon. Why do I say that? Because if there is an excessive amount of sunlight hitting your peppers, the actual fruit, in the afternoon, you're going to end up with something called a sun skull. What is that? That is a bruise looking indent on your pepper fruits. Look, it almost looks like somebody damaged your pepper, hit your pepper. No, guys, that bruise comes from too much hot heat, too much sunlight on your pepper plants. So by now you know, guys, that I always advise you to read planting instructions on each of your seed packets. So when it comes to peppers, I actually do not follow those instructions, especially when it comes to placement, you guys. Peppers are one of those vegetables that will do good. In fact, they will do better if you place them closer together. So in fact, if you're planting your peppers closer together in doubles per se, so let's say you started your seeds and you put 2 seeds into your seed starting cell and both have germinated. Keep them there, guys. Once it's ready to transplant, I actually transplant them just like that, if that is the case. This way you get double the crop. Also, peppers prefer moist, rich, nutrient, well-draining soil. When it comes to watering peppers, do not wait too long, guys, to water your peppers. Do not let that soil get too dry. Peppers prefer moist soil in order to grow and flourish. So what is P number 2? Planting, you guys. Forget the last frost date. Forget all the talks about last frost date. When it comes to peppers, you must wait weeks, 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks after your last anticipated frost date to plant your peppers outside in your garden. Peppers are very, I can't say that enough, finicky. They will not tolerate temperatures, night temperatures that go below 55 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, ideal night temperature should be between 55 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit when it comes to growing peppers. So keep that in mind. Just because you might see your nurseries or your garden centers sell pepper plants does not mean it's time for you to purchase them or especially plant them in your garden. If it is too cold at night or even in the day, you will stunt that plant's growth and you are risking losing that plant for good. So when I plant my peppers into my garden, in my soil, I like to add phosphorus directly into the growing hole before I pop my peppers in there. So peppers, what they tend to do is they tend to absorb all the nitrogen that they can find and use it to produce their green leaves in expense of producing more fruit for you, more peppers. When we are growing peppers, we do not want to get gazillions of green leaves. I mean, we do, but that's not why we're growing peppers. We are growing peppers to get an abundant harvest of our fruits. So adding phosphorus into your growing hole prior to putting your pepper into that hole helps tremendously. So when planting peppers into the soil, ideally, you want to put phosphorus and a pinch of bone meal. That is what I like to put into each of my growing holes. before I put my plant into the ground. So when I see my plant starting to grow, starting to produce flowers, and of course starting to produce the fruit, what fertilizer do I use next? I prefer to use a Spoma Organic vegetable tone. You can use a Spoma Organic tomato tone. And if you guys are not familiar with those fertilizers, organic fertilizers, I will link them below this video. If you are trying to stick with more phosphorus, one great fertilizer you can use, and it might sound crazy, but I've tried using it and it has done wonders. I've been collecting buckets and buckets of peppers last year. I've been giving them away to my neighbors, to my family, to my friends. I tried using a Spoma Organic rose tone on the soil of my pepper plants. That fertilizer, the rose tone, has an abundance of phosphorus in it, and it had done wonders for my pepper plants. If you are afraid to use that, you don't want to try it, stick with vegetable tone or tomato tone fertilizers. So what is P number 3? It is pruning. It all comes down to, do you prune or do you not prune? So more branches does mean more flowers and does mean more pepper fruits. So in peppers, all of the growth hormone is on tippy top of the plant, always at this top upper portion of the plant. So the plant's goal, natural goal, is to just keep growing straight up, because the goal essentially is to reproduce and to produce seeds. And that is not our goal as gardeners. We want to see more flowers. We want to see more peppers. So what does pepper essentially want to do? It wants to bolt. It wants to shoot upwards. And here is an example of something like that. You see this pepper plant got so tall and out of control. And it wants to produce seeds on top. As you can see, this plant is very tall, yet it does not have any single flower on it just yet. So this plant is rushing to get ahead of the game and start bolting and producing seed. So how do we as gardeners prevent that and keep our plant at a shorter height and essentially with more flowers and more pepper fruits? So how do we prevent our peppers from doing exactly this? What you do is, when your plant has 6 leaves, and I'm not talking about these first 2, which are sometimes referred to as baby leaves. So these 2 don't count. You would count the leaves going upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything else above that, so say over here, has to be cut or snipped off. And I know that many of us will feel so bad doing that. Don't, guys. Don't feel bad, because what you're going to create by doing that, you're going to cause the hormone, the pepper plant's hormone, to shoot straight back down into the root system. And you will see more leaves starting to come out. You could see these little shoots over here. These will become your new branches if you cut everything off above your plant's 6 true leaves. So what is our P number 4? Pinching, you guys. Do you pinch or do you not pinch? You should pinch, guys, and let me tell you when and why. Once you plant your pepper plant outside, the first 4 weeks are crucial. So in the first 4 weeks after you plant it outside, if you see any flowers, any white true pepper flowers, you should pinch off any initial flower bulbs. Let me tell you why. First few weeks after you plant out your plant, you do not want that fruit production. You want your plant to focus, to concentrate on growing strong root system and establishing a strong root system. You do not want it to give all its energy to producing small, tiny, little peppers. So remember, first 4 weeks, any flower you see on your plant, pinch it off. So that was that for the 4 tips when it comes to harvesting large pepper harvest. I thought I might throw one more tip in there for you. So when you see your plant growing peppers already, the first 5 to 6 peppers that are starting to get medium sized, basically you start to see that they're going to turn from green to say yellow pepper or red pepper or purple pepper. Pick those first 5 to 6 peppers before they ripen and before they fully mature. You can continue to ripen them inside, indoors, if you do not like to eat green peppers. But how does that help? The more you pick, the more peppers your plant will be motivated to grow and produce for you. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching today's video. Hopefully you found the 5 tips that I gave you guys today very useful and helpful. Hopefully you guys can use any, if not all of these tips in your own home garden. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, show me the support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments. Tell me about some of the tips that helped you when it came to growing peppers in your home garden. And subscribe to my channel, guys, so you never ever will miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos. I hope you guys will all stay healthy, happy, and be well, you guys. And I'll see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.